Alright, this is Draffet Store, and I'm Draffet. This episode is on religion. It's the first of three, and this just was my take on religion, and being so close to Easter. And here we go. Alright, first off, my view. Religions are this. And I know I'm going to piss off a lot of people with this because they think that they're religion, or persecute whatever because they, think whatever the government thinks is not what I think. Whatever. When I mean government, I mean Canadian, American, British. On what a religion is. Okay, my take is that religions are deemed as faiths in a particular god or gods, depending, that differs, and I stress differs, from other groups. Now, my examples of those are Shinto in Japan, Hinduism in India, the Sikhs, which I'm not really sure where. I think they're in India, but I'm not going to be verbatim honest on that. And then the different faiths, non-Christian Muslim faiths in Africa, in other parts of Asia. Now, I don't look at certain religions as different religions. I looked at it as them as sects of the main religion. And I know this will piss off a lot of people, but or denominations, however you want to put it. I think it's simple. It's like this. I'm going to hit the big three: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Now, that said, I am not a religious person. I am agnostic. My family's Catholic. But that differs depending on which family member. Because I do have an aunt, a couple of family members that do practice something other than Catholicism. I'm Lutheran, Methodist, I'm not sure which it was. Okay, now, my two brothers are atheists, or supposed atheists. Now, I'm agnostic. Again, like I said, what that means is I do believe in God, but I have no time, place, or purpose to have a religion in my life. And I believe in God. I converse with God, and sometimes I yell at God and question it. Now, I'm not going to go into the differences, the fun, it'd be hours on this, and it's just one, I got 15 minutes without breaking this up. So here I go. I don't look at Judaism, Catholicism, or Christianity and Muslim as different religions. I look at them like three brothers. Where the gene, where you have your mom and dad who pass their genes on to the brothers. So you have one here, it's got some of the same genes as mom and dad. Another one gets little differences, and then third gets to the other ones. So you understand, I've got sandy blonde hair. My younger brother was blonde through most of his life. Now it's getting to a dishwater color. My youngest brother is a redhead. So you understand how I'm using these as examples. Okay. Now, the Torah, I had to turn on the computer over here to make sure I got it right, is the Bible for Judaism, which Christianity took part of it and then added its own. The same way with Islam. Now, I'm not doing this to piss any other religions off. I mean, personally, I could care less if I do, but here in the United States, everybody has a right to believe whatever religion, and I believe in the U.S. Constitution. whether I disagree with it, or, certain parts of it or not. I still, agree with it. This is how it is. So these religions get to do what they want. Now, that said, with the Torah, Christianity took, the what would be the Old Testament, then added the New Testament, and the Muslim faith, took whatever scriptures and from them and added to, and then took whatever it is that they took and added their own stuff to it, because they look at Jesus as a prophet, and they took Moses as a prophet, with Muhammad being the last and the last prophet. That said, I respect Judaism and Muslim faith more so than the Christian faith, because they both stick to. I mean, yes, there's lapsed Jews, but for the most part, they stick to their guns on their scripture. They read it, question, like with Judaism, from what I understand from a discussion of a friend of mine who actually did go in depth. They question their beliefs, and they're told to question their beliefs. Or in the Christian group, lump, you're not allowed to question at all. Okay, but if you lapse, like with Catholicism, I did this, so I got to go to confession and confess, and I'm sorry, and this is how, go to heaven and blah blah blah. Okay, stick to your guns. Okay, if you're gonna believe in your religion, believe in your religion. Don't do this half-ass shit. Okay, like I said, I don't believe in religion. I don't support organized religion. But if you're gonna do it, you either do it wholeheartedly or don't do it at all. That's why I'm agnostic. I have no time for the BS of Catholicism. Now, that said, that doesn't mean I wholeheartedly support the other two fully, because, well, the Middle East is ripe with their conflict for, over a parcel of land. Okay, one saying this is what it is, and to me, that's why I have an issue with religion. I mean, I can't remember what comic that it was, but he brought up that shouldn't have religion, or based on a religion. You should do a philosophical belief, and that's what I agree, or spiritual belief, because sticking to your guns can cause issues. No, this is how and then no. Plain and simple. This. If you're going to follow a religion, whatever the religion is, find out wholeheartedly about your religion. If family's not part of it, switch. Find what belongs to you. Whether it's, there's converts from Christianity, Catholicism, Lutheran, Baptist, Methodist, over to Judaism, or over to Muslim, or switched totally and went to Buddhist philosophies. Okay, but don't push them on people. Okay, because it pisses people off. I mean, seriously, I've had it at a particular time where born again Christians try to convert me or get me to feel the way that they're feeling towards their religion. I'm sorry. I have had since I was like 6 or 7 years old, even though my family says, oh, no. I've had issues with the whole Jesus thing. Okay? I just have. I won't get into any detail. I just have. Plain and simple. Okay, I look at him as the way. Well, a half-assed view of from what I understand, the Jewish faith is. Their take on him. With that said, um, being that Easter is his, resurrection. I've had indoctrinated into the whole thing my whole life. Um, you should find out what your beliefs are and stick to them. Okay, plain and simple as that. Okay, I personally, not on so much a daily basis, probably a weekly, tell God off. Okay, I stress, and I'm talking some guy on a cloud somewhere floating around. You're going to heaven. You're going to hell. Deal. Okay, I look at God as this omnipotent being that is neither man, woman, or animal. It is closest way I can get to it. For non, and this is going to throw some people for if you're not a comic book fan. There was an entity created back in the early, about 30 years ago, called the Beyonder. Now he himself, before he came into the regular Marvel universe, that's where I'm taking this from. My disclaimer was the universe. Okay, and that's how I look at, or the Force. George Lucas, thank you for that. You know, as being everything and nothing at the same time. Okay, created multiple races all over the space, and okay, that kind of thing. And I will get into aliens later on, way a long time, because I have, like I said, I have issues with religion and the whole, creationism over. But fundamentally, I'm getting way off track on what I was saying. That's how I look at religions. Three brothers. I mean, the Judeo-Christian is just three brothers that can't get along for whatever reasons because their belief systems, are different. And then the other religions are other people that sometimes they, commingle like Buddhism with, all these, or they don't, and that's how they work. Okay. Now that said, like I said, next month is going to be blockbuster movies, fitness, and diet and supplements. The next couple of weeks, I don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about, so I'm going to play it off the cuff, whatever I feel like. And then the last week questions. Now, if I would have started my blog, I would have gone into this a little bit easier for me to write out my thought than speak it. It's just how I am. So, but this is Draffet, and this is Draft Store.